I am the author of the Peasprout Chen fantasy series. And Peasprout Chen is the story of a 14-year-old girl who leaves her homeland to come to a new country to study a very unusual sport combining figure skating with kung fu. And the New York Times described it as Hermione Granger meets Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon meets The Ice Capades meets Mean Girls, which is completely accurate on a plot summary level. But the books are also about some things that mean a lot to me. They're about immigration or the experience of coming to a new place, whether that's a new country, a new school, a new community, or a new family. And they're also about kid power and girl power. I actually took 6 months of figure skating and kung fu lessons as research for the books. And I was appalling at both because I thought I'm a pretty fit guy. How hard can this be? And it turned out to be so hard for me because kung fu and figure skating were both more about balance and flexibility than brute strength. So they rewarded things that might seem like disadvantages in some contexts, like being small, like being female. What we call advantages or disadvantages, ability or disability, depends on the context. So I had randomly plucked these two sports out of the air and decided to mash them together for my own reading pleasure. But I had happened to create a context that rewarded the ways that we are different, including the ways that our bodies are different. So what I was really writing about was the idea that heroes come in all shapes and sizes. But that's enough abstract talk about the books. I'd like to read a little bit from the first chapter of the first book. I commit this venture to the Imperium of Lien. I commit this venture to the radiant Empress Dowager. Today, I, Chen Peasprout, sail into the city of Pearl. The city that looks as if it were made of milky porcelain. The city that looks as if it were poured, not built. The city that is always busy with racing, jumping skaters from the smooth white boulevards to the sweeping white roofs. I, Chen Peasprout, a girl from the village of Serenity Cliff in the province of Shuaishan of the shining empire of Lien, sail today into this city of legend. Today, I begin my studies at Pearl Famous Academy of Skate and Sword, where I, a girl of just 14 years, shall become a legend of Wu Liu, the beautiful and deadly art of martial skating. The Empress Dowager would be disgraced if I achieved anything else, for I am the first student from Lien to attend the finest academy under heaven, devoted to the only form of kung fu that is performed on bladed skates. The ship docks at a jetty made of white filigree. I skate down the disembarking rail with the other passengers. Everything here is made out of this substance that they call the pearl. And even though the whole city is ribboned with waterfalls and fed with canals, the pearl itself is dry and never melts. My Academy scroll says that the gondolas are the easiest way over the sea to the string of islets on which the Academy sits, but I have to board them before they stop running at sunset. I am blocking the main path of the boardwalk, so I skate off to the side and huddle next to a series of pungent vats that must belong to some sort of stinky vinegar tofu factory. I notice two boys in official-looking uniforms watching me. I bow and say, "Hail, brothers!" "Brothers?" they say together, then laugh. What is there to laugh at? "Shinian, eh?" says one, a compact, square-shaped boy. "Please," I say, "I have to get to the rail gondola before the sun sets." "You're not going anywhere until we approve your papers." I hand him my scroll confirming acceptance into the academy. "No good. he says, handing it back to me. No seal. What seal? Nobody told me I needed to get a seal. No seal. No admittance further into our city. Where do I get a seal? If you're Lien, you have to get the seal from the office of the Minister of Culture for your province. Where might that be? I ask, trying to keep my voice even. I'm going to miss the last gondola. The boy squints at the setting sun. If you start swimming now, you might get back in time to see the rest of your class graduate. This can't be. The Empress Dowager would have provided me any necessary documents. Then I notice the words on the boys' sashes. Number 1, best quality, auspicious golden dragon, discount Wu Liu Academy, and Noodle House. My heart fills with 1,000 throbbing fists. These boys are only students as well, not officials. And they make me stand here like a fool while the sun sets over the horizon. I want to teach them a lesson, but I know I should just skate away. Hey, what's in your basket? Bombs? The boy grabs from my basket. I enter into the single-toe butterfly spinning leap, ending with a diagonal toe kick. The boy's arm goes flapping against his own shoulder, the force of my kick sending it vibrating. The pearl here is so smooth, so responsive. I stand with my skates biting deep into the surface, my palms crossed in blade position, ready for more combat. The boys circle out to either side of me and tug. I launch into a defensive move, the iron parasol spin. I dive onto my fingertips and split my legs above me, my skates rotating in a deadly circle that spins faster and faster. The boys scrape backward from my flashing blades, but they've built up too much momentum, and now they're sliding toward me. When they're about to meet the steel, I pull in my skates, channel the gathered chi energy of my spin, and use my knees to knock them back. The boys land on the edge of the vat of stinky tofu. They spiral their arms and pedal their feet wildly to keep from falling into the stew. I leap up, balance my skates on the edge of the vat between them, and grab the fronts of their robes in my fists. On the horizon, the sun is almost touching the water. Where are the rail gondolas to the academy? I say. The boys answer only with sneers. I'm going to ask each of you where the rail gondolas are. And you'd better say the same thing, or you're both going into that vat. Now, whisper in my ear. I bend my ear to the slimmer boy. You first, he says. It's to the east, just past the Dolphin Embassy's watercourse. I bend my ear to the compact boy. He spits out, your ancestors leaked out of rancid turtle eggs, shinny and pig. I release straighten my face and perform a double jump, double knee tornado kick. I send them both flying into the vat of stinky tofu. So that's Peasprout's first day in her new country. Not a good first day, but throughout the course of her first year at the academy, which is the first book, she learns something very important. And that is that just because you're not from here, it doesn't mean that you don't belong here. And all of the important life lessons that Peasprout learns while she's at the academy were actually hidden in a song that she heard on the very first day of arriving at the academy. And I'm going to play the song for you now. This instrument is called a sanshin in Japanese, or a sanxian in Mandarin, or a sansuan in Taiwanese. And I did not know that before writing these books and doing author appearances, because I had never played a stringed instrument or guitar or banjo or anything like that. But I wanted to learn a few chords so that I could do this, so I could bring an artifact from the world that I had built into our world that is as real in our world as theirs. And I couldn't, create a city, but I could make a song. And the song would be the same in their world as our world. And I also wanted to demonstrate to people that it's more important to do something that you've always wanted to do, like play a stringed instrument, but were maybe a little afraid of doing, than it is to be perfect. So that's my way of saying, this is not going to be very good. Please go easy on me. All right, this is called the Pearlian New Year's song. If I learned just one thing, then the year has not been wasted. If I traded one illusion for a revelation, if I kept just one friend, then the year has not been wasted. May we meet here in the new year, may we meet here in Pearl. If I kept just one friend, then the year has not been wasted. May we meet here in the new year, may we meet here in the new year, may we meet here in the new year, may we meet here in Pearl. May we meet here in Pearl. May we meet here in Pearl. So that's a little glimpse into the world of Peasprout Chen. It's a world that's filled with action and humor and fun and brightness, but it's also about some very real things. And but that's growing up. It's learning that the world is filled with dark and light, filled with bitter and sweet, and that the world is far from a perfect place, but we can't wait for it to be a perfect place before we are going to decide to be happy in it. So thank you for sharing this glimpse into the world of Peasprout Chen. May we meet here in the new year. May we meet here in Pearl.